Today we are going to be working on some translations and reflections on a coordinate plane. Today we're going to be working on some translations and reflections on a coordinate plane. Alright, in this lesson I have 3 words of vocabulary for you. The first one is transformation, second is translation, and the third is a reflection. So let's look at a transformation. A transformation happens when an object on a coordinate plane is moved. So we're going to be talking about translations and reflections. These both are transformations. Transformation is like the heading, and the translation and reflection are like subheadings. Now, a translation is when you slide a figure and keep it the same size and keep it the same orientation. Translations, the most important thing is that you are sliding a figure. Translation is to slide. Now we have a reflection. A reflection is when you flip a figure and keep it the same size, but it's a different orientation. Think of the reflection like a mirror. You're basically flipping a figure. It's the same exact size, but it's just in a different orientation. So we're going to focus on translations. Remember, with translations, the one word that you can think of is that it's going to slide. It's going to stay the same shape, same orientation, it's just going to slide. So, in this example, I want to slide this figure 7 units to the right. So, this figure we have points A, points B, point C, and point D. Let's start with point A. All that I have to do is move point A 7 units to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to put 1 point, where was it? Right here. This is going to be called A prime, because we already have an A right here, and this is we completed a translation, so we have an A, now we have A prime. Now let's look at B. Go 7 units to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Every single one of these is going to be 7 units to the right. So this is B prime. Now we got C. 7 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is known as C prime. Now we have D. 7 units to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Known as D prime. So if we connect all of these, all that we did was moved this figure 7 places to the right. Same exact shape, same exact orientation. Alright, now what I want you to do is to try this transformation yourself. Pause the video, unpause the video when you're ready to see what I've done. Alright, so we have this shape of, looks like a triangle, triangle A, B, C. And what I want you to do is to move 6 units down and 6 units to the right. So we'll take A. Start at A, move 6 units down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 units to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we mark our point. That is known as A prime. Now we go with B, 6 units down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 units to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Mark that point. That is known as B prime. Now we go with C, 6 units down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. To the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Mark the point. C prime. Redraw the figure. And this figure that we just drew is a transformation of triangle ABC, 6 units down, 6 units to the right. Alright, so in this example we are going to be doing a reflection. With the reflection, remember, it's sort of like you're trying to find a mirror. So the mirror that we're going to have on this one is the y-axis. Our mirror is the y-axis, right here. So if you think about the way that a mirror works, the distance that you are from the mirror is going to be the same exact distance of the image within the mirror. So, what I mean by that, let's look at point A. Point A is, if it's on the y-axis, it's always going to be at the 4. How many points away from the y-axis is point A? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 5 points away to the left. If that's the case for the reflection of point A, then we're going to need to go 5 points to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we mark that point. And that is going to be A prime. Now we do the same thing with point B. With point B, it's on the y-axis at the 4, and it's 2 points away from the y-axis. So if it's 2 points to the left, we have to go 2 points to the right and mark that point. That is known as B prime. So let's look at C. So C falls on the -2 of the y-axis, and it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points to the left. And since it's 5 points to the left, we need to go 5 points to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mark that point. That is known as C prime. Now let's look at D. D is also where it has -2. So then it is 1, 2, 3 units to the left of the y-axis. So that means that we have to go to 3 units to the right and mark this point. This is known as D prime. So if we connect the figure, if you see, if we make a mirror right here, this figure A, B, C, D, and A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime, these are a reflection across the y-axis. Alright, now I want you guys to try it. I want you to take this figure, ABC, and reflect it over the x-axis. This may look a little different than the previous one since there are points above the x-axis and points below the x-axis, but just remember, we are going to reflect every point across the x-axis. So pause the video, unpause the video when you want to see the way that I have done it. Alright, so we are reflecting it across the x-axis right here. This is where our mirror line is. So if we have, let's look at point A. If we're reflecting across the x-axis, we have our -2, and it is 1, 2, 3, 4 points up from -2. So we have to go 4 points down from -2. 1, 2, 3, 4, and make our point right here. That is known as A prime. Now let's look at B. B is on -4, and it is 2 points down from -4. So I want 2 points up from -4. So we mark our point right here. This is known as B prime. And last but not least, we have C. C is on the positive 3 on the x-axis, and it is 1 point up from 3. So from here we need 1 point down from 3. So we would mark our point right here. This will be labeled as C prime. So from this, all you'd have to do is connect the points. It may look a little weird and a little off because they're overlapping, but these two figures, the triangle ABC and the triangle A prime, B prime, C prime, are reflections over top of the x-axis.